Shabbat Shalom. Our scripture reading for today is Psalm chapter 91, verse 2, 4 through 5, 7 through 9, and 11. I will say of Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress. My Elohim, in Him will I trust. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings shall you trust. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor the arrow that flieth by day. 1,000 shall fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Only with your eyes shall you behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because you has made Yahweh, which is my refuge, even the Most High, your habitation. For He shall give His angels charge over you, to keep you in all your ways.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Our selection today, Safe in His Arms.
The oracles of the UCI, 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 7 through 11. But the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober, and watch unto prayer. And above all things have fervent love among yourselves, for love shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. As every man has received the gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of Elohim. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Elohim. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Elohim gives, that Elohim in all things may be glorified through Yahshua the Mashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 29 through chapter 5 and verse 4. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of Elohim, whereby ye are sealed until the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be you kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Elohim for Yahshua's sake has forgiven you. Be you therefore followers of Elohim, as their children, and walk in love, as the Mashiach also have loved us, and has given himself for us an offering and sacrifice to Elohim for a sweet-smelling savor. But fornication, and all uncleanness, or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as become saints. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 1 and 2. Keep your foot when you go to the house of Elohim, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with your mouth, and let not your heart be hasty to utter anything before Elohim. For Elohim is in heaven, and you up on earth. Therefore, let your words be few. Exodus chapter 23, verses 20 and 21. Behold, I send an angel before you, to keep you in the way, and to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Revelations chapter 3, verses 20 through 22. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcomes will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I have also overcame and am sat down with my Father in his throne. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches.
All right, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Which is peace on Yahweh's holy Sabbath day. Welcome to another holy convocation that Yahweh has enjoined unto us here in this body of Yahshua. If we are paying attention to some of the things that are happening, we understand that we are getting closer and closer to the time of Jacob's trouble, that we might be right at the doorstep of it. And we're going to understand what it means to be divinely assisted of Yah, meaning that we're going to get to some places that no matter how much you saved, it ain't going to help you. No matter how much you've stored, it's not going to help you. You're going to have to realize that you're going to have to depend on Yahweh. And this was what the taking away even of the food in the wilderness was about. He wasn't trying to starve the children of Israel to death. He was trying to let us, our people, know, as it is written, man does not live by bread alone. I have something else that I can sustain you with. And if we pay attention to the tricks of the heathen plays a real strong game when they play. We caught the heathens off guard during the civil rights movement because all our people were together. We were solidified. We used things as radio. Radio was the Facebook and the Instagram of the day back then. They used the radio. This is how they were able to know when to gather, how to gather. And our people moved as a unit. And economically, it shut the Gentiles' commerce down, which made them step back from us. Quite frankly, you're not going to appeal to the better nature of a heathen. you're only going to appeal to the better nature of his pocket. And if he has his pocket in order, you can scream for mercy all you want. You can tell them you got kids. You can tell them all of that. They're going to let you sit right there in cold blood and die. Because unless it affects their money, it does not affect them. Now, the sad part about it is we have become just like the heathen. See, we have been around them so long, this is the same way we act. It don't affect us until it affect our money. So guess what Yahweh got to do to us? We put ourselves in this position because with this divide and conquer scheme that they ran during the civil rights movement, this pushed us out because too many of us were together in one place, and that created power. So they created ways of division so that we would move further and further out. And they gave us the project of the projects. And then after a while, the projects were taken away. Well, guess what? We got lulled into a little state of complacency as well. Some of the things that are being said openly, we never thought we were going to have to encounter. Not this generation. We look back and we saw what our mothers and fathers went through. We didn't think we were going to see this again, and lo and behold, we were told, forget about slavery. Now, all of a sudden, look at all of the things that are coming to the forefront, and they're just regular things with the stroke of a pen. All of the turmoil that we went through is attempted to be erased. But what happened? We got lulled into partying and having a good time and getting a piece of America's pie. We were so caught up that now when it approaches us, now, guess what? We're not together like we were during civil rights. Oh, no, this is about to be a different kind of go here, because everybody has become individualized, and this was part of the plan. Just like they offered, okay, we'll give you the projects. Now, they offered financial assistance in other areas too. They just didn't tell them people they had to move in the projects. They offered financial assistance on the other side of town, but they didn't tell them there could no man be in the house. This was all to weaken us so that when this fight began, we would be running around like chickens with the head cut off, and that is exactly what is about to happen because we've gotten so individualized, we don't want to help one another. We don't want to be bothered. It doesn't even bother us until it gets to our checkbook or near our house. So Yahweh has to find a way to make us care about one another again. There's no good way to do that. There is no good way for you to learn how to care for your brother like yourself. There's going to have to be some things that he's going to allow to come forward that's going to do this. Now, the intro here, I want to go into Psalm 91, which was an absolutely wonderful scripture, but I want to highlight some parts in here. So we're going to slow this down a little bit because the song was so wonderful, I think you missed the scripture that came before it. So let's slow up a little bit, and let's go to Psalms 91, verses 1 through 16.
Psalms 91 and verse 1. He that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
Now, one of the things about abide is stay. Okay? We have a problem staying. Abiding and hanging out ain't the same thing. All right? We're going to have to learn the difference between what certain words mean. Abide and hang. He didn't say hang out. He didn't say come through. So we're going to have to learn how we get that level of protection. Because just like we talked about during the dealing with the priesthood, there's levels of the priesthood. There's levels when it comes down to angels. There's levels of glory. Okay? So understand, there's going to be levels of protection too. Amen. Don't think you're going to have the same protection as Daniel in the lion's den, but you ain't put no work in. You know you ain't put no work in, you better stay the hell away from them lions. You know you will come through her, you better stay the hell away from them lions. So you got to learn the difference between an abider and a come througher. A come througher better stay the hell away. When you see them lions, you better run. Those that abide, though, okay, it's going to be a little bit different with them. Don't hang around and think that you got the protection of an abider, and that ain't what you do. See, there was a little parable about 10 virgins, 5 wise and 5 foolish. You know you couldn't tell the difference until it got night, right? The night symbolizes the darkness. Everybody looked the same in the light. Everybody looked like adequate servers and worshipers of YAH. But sooner or later, he's going to turn the lights out. Now we're going to see who got a lamp burning. And we're going to see how long the lamp burns. Because you're going to find that some of them got a light for a second. They got a little bit of wick, little bit of whack. So it might burn for a second. It goes, psst. After that, it's gone. Hey, now we're about to learn how much wax did you get for your candle. And you got to earn the wax. He'll give you the candle. But you got to earn the wax, though. Okay. Go ahead, priest.
I will say of Yahweh, he is my refuge and my fortress, my Elohim. In him will I trust.
Sometimes the more we have, the harder it is to trust in Yahweh. Because every time something happens, we have that thing to count on. Something happens, we pull out the MasterCard. Something happens, we pull out the Visa. Something happens, we pull out the American Express. We covered. Till the day they shut down the computers and don't none of those work. Now we got money. Matter of fact, the bank right there, I can see the bank. I got money right there. But they won't let me in there. Now I got to count on Yahweh. But if you ain't accustomed to counting on Yahweh, this is going to feel different. Go ahead.
Surely he shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover you with his feathers, and under his wings shall you trust. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. You shall not be afraid for the terror by night.
But you're going to see the terror. You shall not be afraid for the terror, but you're going to hear the terror. Now, if you're one of those that take off running at the sound, you're going to have some problems. Because the terror, you're going to hear it. You're going to see it. Now, have you already taken off running when you heard it and saw it? Because, the devil loves that. He loves to agitate you with something. And then he's going to go to Yahweh and say, Yahweh, I didn't touch him. I don't know why he ran into that car like that. All I did was say, boo. And then he took off running. I didn't tell you. You told him I couldn't touch him. And I did not touch. Look at these hands. You see any of your servant on these hands? No, you do not. I didn't touch him. Now, I don't know how he got strode all across that street like that. Oh. He used something in you to do that to you. And don't get it twisted. We all got something. You might not have this thing, but you got something over there. And all he need to do is find the one thing in you that causes you to overreact. Go ahead.
Nor for the arrow that flies by day, nor for the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday.
I hope you understanding that people have destruction planned for us. You have to understand that we have been part of a country that were absolutely, without a doubt, led by former slave masters. And we were in a better situation then than we are now. I need for you to think about that for a second. We were a part of a country that was led by slave masters, slave owners. And we were in a better situation then than we are now. Go ahead.
1,000 shall fall at your sides,
Uh-huh.
and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you.
Now understand now, these going to be your folks that you're looking at falling now. He's not going to be like some strange individual. Now, here we go. We want to help everybody. Now, the heathen look just like you. So then, now, we're going to have to learn the difference between helping one of the house and helping one in the street. This is about to get real interesting. Because if Yahweh has already decreed that they're going to be one of those in the street, when you go to help, you're getting in his way. But if it's somebody of the house and you don't help, now he got to deal with you. Oh, this is about to get real interesting. Go ahead.
Only with your eyes shall you behold and see the reward of the wicked, because you have made Yahweh, which is my refuge, even the Most High, your habitation.
Here we go with the habitation again. Habitation is where you stay. See, we enter into relationships and we'll have a problem, if we don't get timely communication. You will get a call just to say, you can't call nobody. But I asked the question, when last time you called your Elohim? And when you called him, was you asking for something? You ever wonder what it might be like? The only time to hear from somebody is when they want something. Yeah, let me get right in and see. You ever wonder what that's like? The only communication you get from somebody is when they want something. You ever call them just say, you know what, I love you? You ever do that? Now what's funny is we want that. We just don't do that. And what we're doing is we judging that on the spouse or the person sitting next to us. And we don't understand that Yahweh judging us on a different scale. You keep looking at him and he looking at himself. You looking at what he don't do for you. You looking at what she don't do for you. And I'm looking at what y'all don't do for me. I know your phone on. Hell, I paid. I saw the bill. I mean, you can't call nobody. Oh, but you want to call if somebody gonna be late for dinner. You want to call if you're hanging out a little bit later. You want some communication. When have you communicated with your Elohim? And what were you asking for when you called him? Now, it's a good thing that he not like man. Because even though Yahweh know he ain't heard from you in a while, then you coming through asking for something. He's such a gracious Elohim, he'll go ahead and give it to you. But then he's going to sit back and wait to see who you get a credit to. Now, you realize you're about to be in a worse situation than you was in before, depending on how you do that credit thing. See, the first form of credit didn't come from Visa and MasterCard. Yahweh was the first one with credit. He'll go ahead and give it to you first and sit back. The only payment he want, tell him where you got it. The only payment he asking you for, tell him where you got it from. Tell him who you learned it from. Tell them where you got that. Okay. Go ahead, Free.
There shall no evil befall you, neither shall any plague come near your dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over you, to keep you in all your ways.
Now understand something. I don't know if y'all seen these some of the Instagram posts where they got some where it might be Kanye and a huge angel behind him, big old muscular, entity behind him. They got him with several celebrities, and they walking, and a huge muscle-bound figure is walking behind them. And it's symbolizing the angel that is protecting this individual. Our problem is we don't see the angel. Now, the part of protection goes as a plus and a minus. That angel protects stuff from coming at you, but it also protects you from going in the wrong direction. Now, here it comes where it starts to get interesting, because you get ready to turn left and the angel said, don't go that way. Now, he has to convince you not to go that way. Now, he speaks a different language than you. So the way he convinces is a little different than what mortal man tries to impart upon someone. See, if you go back to the story of the man on the ass that tried to go the other way, the angel just stood in the way. The dumb ass said, I see what the man who riding me don't see. I'm finna get out the way of this angel. Now understand something. The angel wasn't having no conversation. He wasn't talking. See, this is our problem about constantly listening to folks. I talked to the Lord last night. The angel didn't say a word until it was time to explain how you almost lost your head. Okay. We got some different kind of times that we're about to go through. Go ahead.
You know, Elder, you just brought up a valid point, and this generation, this young generation, has been a disservice because they don't understand looks. He ain't saying nothing, but they look. He don't communicate. He already don't like you, so you better learn looks. A lot of people, why are you looking at me like that? Learn looks. When the angel look, you better pick up the clue.
We got to get an emoji. See, the angel text and send an emoji.
Well, that looked like the frowny face. Oh, I think the angel mad.
Go ahead.
They shall bear you up in their hands, lest you dash your foot against a stone.
What do you think Lucifer was saying to Yeshua? Okay. All right. Go ahead.
You shall tread upon the lion and adder. The young lion and the dragon shall you trample under feet. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name.
Wait a minute. All right? Understand, we're dealing with a different entity speaking at this. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high because he has known my name. Read the next line.
He shall call upon me.
You can't call nobody. Some folk ain't even got sense enough to know. All right, look, you know you're going to need something Thursday. You should probably call Tuesday. Just call Tuesday. Just for the help. Just get a run-through call on Tuesday. Hey, hey, how you doing? Hey. You know Thursday, look, everything I got going to be depleted by Thursday. Why the hell you wait till Thursday? And once you encounter that, how do you keep encountering that? Arrogancy. See, we don't think we're arrogant. But the more accolades we get in the world, the more arrogant we become. And he got to pull that out of us. Because he got to figure out a way to make you call faster. He said, it ain't the service. Huh? He picked it up. You know, he said, wait a minute. Can you hear me now? Wait a minute. This worked. This good service. But I ain't heard from you. Okay. Keep going.
And I'll answer him. I'll be with him in trouble.
Wait a minute. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. Wait a minute. Why? Because he made Yahweh his habitation. She made Yahweh her habitation. That's different right there. See, when you make something your habitation, you operate with that thing differently. You think about it differently. You operate with it differently. See, when something's your habitation, you can look in your checkbook and say, oh, no, I know I like that thing. You know, you can easily tell folk who like their car, open the checkbook, see how much stuff they done bought.
Yeah, spoiler, mufflers, got some rims. I got a whole new undercarriage.
You don't have to ask nobody what they love. Just open the checkbook. They say, I love Keisha. Well, when I look at this, I don't think you love Keisha. Because when I look at your account, see, when I take accounting, all this money you spent on you. I don't say anything here on Keisha. So there's that what you say you love. And then there's those when we reckon and take an accounting, the accounting say you love something else. Okay, go ahead.
I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation.
All right, let's go to Exodus chapter 19. See, none of this stuff, it just sounds like good words until you realize that you're going to need to be held safe in his arms. When you think that this was for a previous generation of people and that, you know,
Yeah, they really did need that during those times.
then you can hold your head up high and you say,
But see, me, I have a degree. I don't have to deal with that.
are we paying attention to how many people with degrees at the bus stop? How many folks with the safest of jobs that was safe before ain't safe no more? It ain't safe. Okay. It's different when you read it with the expectation of it having to happen to somebody else. Exodus chapter 19, let's read verses 1 through 9.
In the 3rd month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. For they were departed from Rephidim, and were come to the desert of Sinai, and had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mount. And Moshe went up unto Elohim, and Yahweh called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shall you say unto the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, You have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine.
Above all people. Our problem is we don't want to be above all people. That's a strange statement that we don't want to be above all people. Because we know that a deeper level of responsibility comes with that, and we don't want that. See, we want to blend in. We don't want to be peculiar. We want to look just like everybody else. We want to blend in, and we don't want to be above. Because we think we can just slide through. The problem is, all the demons know you. I don't know where you think you're going to sneak to. As you just going through all quietly, and you just moving, the demons say, there you go right there. Look, what is it? What is it? Does he think we can't see him? Crowded club, the demon come right to you.
Hey, why you in here? I mean, I know why I'm in here because I work for Satan. But you, on the other hand, why are you here?
That's what the demon want to know. Why are you here? And your light that you tried to disguise, he saw it in the parking lot. Try to put some extra covering on to dim your light so you can go amongst the darkness and hang. Oh, that demon saw you. He said, oh, I can't wait to get him in the club. I can't wait to get him in there. See, right out here in the clear space, he can still run, but in those walls, when you get him in there, he's not going to be able to move. Okay, go ahead.
And as a true servant, you show up, and it's the first thought process of a demon. Are you here to torment us before time? Then they sit back long and, oh, no, you came to party with us.
Right. We thought you came to torment us. You came to torment with us.
Oh my goodness. Hey, y'all play a song. Oh, this party just changed. Oh. Okay, go ahead.
And you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation.
A kingdom of priests and a holy nation. There's responsibility connected to that. And I know we don't want the responsibility. But the earth in bad shape. Somebody got to step up. And you look at all these billionaires and all this, and you say, well, what little stuff that I can do? I can barely pay for this Corolla. But you got an angel on swole following you, though. So you trying to figure out what you can do with your abilities. I mean, rightfully so. If I look at you, you're not that much. You ain't no big deal. I look at myself, I'm not that big deal. But that guy behind me, that guy, he that guy. You know what I'm talking about? He that guy. And as long as I don't piss off that guy, because see, that guy been assigned to watch this guy. So you got to be careful how you deal with this guy, or you got to deal with that guy. I ain't got to do nothing to you. But this guy's amazing. I watch people try to mess with this guy, and then this guy go get him. I said, boy, look at what he did. I don't mess with him. But the guy's serious. He's serious about his job. But I gotta not let one of them other ones pull me off. So then that limit what that guy can do. Go ahead.
You know, Elder, we're in Exodus, the second book, right? And it's saying you shall be unto me a kingdom of priests.
Uh-huh.
So do you wait till you get into the kingdom to start acting and training to be a priest? Or is the training before you get in there? Because I think the mindset is we can't embody what we're going to be until we become that.
That is the preparation of an idiot. Think about how we went, man. Man, 5th grade, around, we sat the clothes on the bed. We picked out the outfit. Boy, I'm going to be killing them. Short, I got these Guess jeans with that Stan Smith, and I'm going to stack up. I'm going to stack the leg on that so you can see Stan right at the, oh my God, boy, hey, with that eyesight, I'm going to let them see the alligator shoulder. They going to see the alligator shoulder. We done planned this whole thing out. Yes, sir. It's still yesterday. Tomorrow outfit on the bed pressed. Done wiped out the stands. And Stan Smith was the most uncomfortable shoes ever. But they was in. So you walked around with your feet hurting. But damn it, you look good. Okay. We didn't wait the homeroom to figure out what we were going to wear. We already envisioned ourselves walking in the homeroom. What? Okay. All right. Go ahead, priest.
These are the words which you shall speak unto the children of Israel. And Moshe came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all these words which Yahweh commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, all that Yahweh has spoken, we will do.
That's all the stuff we say. We get baptized. We say, I understand. I'm going to be about this. And then Yahweh starts giving us stuff. And then we forget more and more of the covenant, the more stuff we get. Why you think Moshe said, when you are fed to the full, you're going to sin against Yahweh? And we can't figure out why each time he's taking away our ability to eat certain food. Because the fuller we get, the more horrible we become. Yahweh had to give us food allergies just so we won't get full. Like, when you get full, I'm going to have a problem. Correct?
And Moshe returned the words of the people unto Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Lo, I come unto you in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with you, and believe you forever. And Moshe told the words of the people unto Yahweh.
And so he said, I do this publicly. I come to you unto a thick cloud that the people may hear when I speak with you. This ain't for you. This for them. See, we have a relationship between you and I. You have made your habitation with me. This part of the conversation that I'm finna talk out loud, that ain't for us. That's so that those people understand what you are to me. Sooner or later, Yahweh gonna speak through that cloud. But are you gonna be one of those individuals that he's speaking for? That's what we have to ask ourselves. Let's go to Revelation chapter 5. See, these folks think with they made up clouds, they actually think they can block the sun with that. I saw them spraying a day and a half ago. So we know it's going to rain later on tonight and tomorrow. We know once they start doing the crisscross pattern, we know what it is. And the temperature drop down 15 degrees every time they do it. At least 15 degrees. That's all right. They think it's going to work. They getting better planes. They getting stronger little spray. They say, yeah, we got this. They ain't considered that Yahweh in control of the thermostat. So they keep putting on more cold blankets. He just gonna twist the dial a little bit. And the more cold blankets they get, the more he gonna keep twisting that dial. See, we've gotten accustomed to air conditioning because we watch other people do what they do. So we think we have to have air conditioning all the time. You have to understand there's certain individuals, this is not their culture. They can't hang around here without air conditioning. You just think you can't be around without air conditioning. See, that's different. It's different from somebody who can't do something and then somebody who think they can't do something. He just got to show you you can. Revelation chapter 5, let's read verses 1 through 14.
And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the backside, sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, Who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof? Mm-hmm. And no man in heaven nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders says unto me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Yehudah, the root of David, has prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. Mm-hmm. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of Elohim sent forth into all the earth. Uh-huh. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne.
All right, now, if Yeshua is the lamb that was slain, who he getting the book from? See, you got folk, they tell you, they say they Jesus is their God. Well, who's sitting on the throne that he got the book from? See, that indicates authority. Somebody already has authority. Okay, go ahead.
And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of saints. And they sung a new song, saying, You are worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For you was slain and has redeemed us to Elohim by your blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation.
Right. The children of Israel are scattered across the four corners of the earth. And they sung a new song saying, You are worthy to take the book. His suffering made him worthy. Our problem is we don't want to go through nothing. Even when it looks like something is about to happen, we get out of town and still think that we're worthy. See, when you look at a soldier and you look at his uniform, they say, man, look at all those stripes. All right, it says, by his stripes we're healed. Where your stripes at?
Oh, no, I ran before they was giving stripes. I was like, that don't look good. I don't like those stripes.
Go ahead.
And has made us unto our Elohim kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth.
Kings and priests. See, they gave us a little trick bag sending these Afrocentric people.
You know, we was once kings.
Y'all know, every time you get some old Afrocentric person, they're like,
You know, we used to be kings.
you ever wonder why they don't ever say we used to be priests? They want you to stay in one area. And then even when you think of kings, they want you to think of somebody named Umbutu. Nah, Slay. I see what you're doing. See, they gave us this term African American. That wasn't even nothing that we used. That ain't nothing we used. Jesse Jackson gave us African American. And who the hell gave it to him? Before Jesse Jackson, nobody had ever called themselves an African American. We walk around like this is what we always were. Go ahead.
And I beheld, and I heard the voice of many angels round about the throne, and the beasts, and the elders. And the number of them was 10,000 times 10,000s and thousands of thousands, saying with a loud voice, Worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and blessing. And every creature which is in heaven and on the earth and under the earth, and such as are in the sea, and all that are in them, heard I saying, Blessing and honor and glory and power be unto him that sits upon the throne, and unto the Lamb forever and ever.
Okay, wait a minute. Blessing, glory, honor, blah, 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 to him that sits on the throne and the Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
See, the truth upsets some people's setup that they have, so they refuse to deal with the truth. Because they have already had a setup, and their setup is bringing them a lot of money. And they don't want to aggravate that setup. Go ahead.
And the 4 beasts said, Amen. And the 24 elders fell down and worshipped him that lives forever and ever.
All right. Let's go to Genesis chapter 32. Genesis 32, and let's start that at verse 22.
And he rose up that night, and took his 2 wives, and his 2 women servants, and his 11 sons, and passed over the ford Jabbok. And he took them, and sent them over the brook, and sent over that he had. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day.
There's sometimes that Yahweh got to get you separate even from your own family. Now, he didn't say, all right, now I need you to go over here, and I need you to go over there. No, he sent pure D hell. The man absolutely afraid. All y'all go that way. And y'all were like, good, now I got him by myself. Let's talk, boy. Let me tell you who you really are, boy. But I don't want to have that conversation in front of your family. So this is a private conversation between you and I. I don't need nobody's input. Because, you know, we'll take input. Sometimes folks lead you into doing something. Man, God said you were special. Why don't we go over here and take this? You know, you special. Hey, I hate you even heard that he said I was special. Because you about to get both of us killed. Look, go in there and go make an unleavened cake. Go over there. Go make an unleavened cake. Don't do everything. Look, let me process what this means right now. I don't need no input. Because I ain't processed this yet. Let me process what this means. Let me not get other stuff while I'm processing. Go ahead.
And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh. And the hollow of Yaakov's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him.
All right. Now, when he wrestling with the angel, do one of his wives try to jump in if they there? You leave Yaakov alone. Now you got to deal with your wife having one arm for the rest of her life. Because she done got in some business that she shouldn't have got in. See, Yahweh brilliant. Now let them go over the hill now. Because we about to do something here. And I don't need nobody's input. It says, he will not pardon your transgression. She come over here if she want to. Go ahead.
And he said, let me go, for the day breaks. And he said, I'll not let you go, except you bless me. And he said unto him, what is your name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, your name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince has you power with Elohim and with men, and has prevailed.
So if we talking about royalty, he was given the name of a prince. A prince is the son of the king. Israel is now named after the son of the king. Interesting. Go ahead.
And Jacob asked him and said, tell me, I pray you, your name. And he said, wherefore is it that you does ask after my name? And he blessed him there. Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen Elohim face to face, and my life is preserved. And as he passed over Penuel, the sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh. Therefore the children of Israel eat not of the sinew which shrank, which is upon the hollow of the thigh, unto this day, because he touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh in the sinew that shrank.
All right, I'll get you to read that definition on the next graphic for me.
Israel, from H3478, from H280 and H410, he will rule as Elohim. Yisrael, a symbolical name of Jacob, also typically of his posterity, Israel. Israel, i.e., a prince of Elohim, or prince of El.
So when we look at the graphic and we look at that Malcolm took away that last name and put an X. The X symbolized the unknown variable. He said, I refuse to be called by the last name of the people who own me. That's why it was Malcolm X. He said, that's an unknown variable. What do you do in an equation? In a mathematical equation, a letter represents the unknown variable. He said, this is an unknown variable. I don't know what that is. I ain't finna call myself Malcolm Little. The Littles were the people that own me. They were the people who own my family. We go to fighting over names. We the Smith family. Right. So is the white one over the top of that hill. So which one of these you fighting for? You fighting for the shacks down here or the big houses up there on the top of the hill? Which one of the Smith stuff you fighting for? Oh, you fighting over the Smith crumbs. Oh, okay. Because the whole sandwich up there. The sandwich up there, the crumbs roll down. So y'all fighting over the crumbs. Oh, okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure I knew what was happening. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 61. Why do we think he says in Isaiah 44, one is going to surname himself after the name of Israel. One will call himself after the name of Yaakov. What do you think a surname is? Isaiah chapter 61. And we're going to read verses 1 through 11.
The Spirit of the Adonai Elohim is upon me, because Yahweh has anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of Yahweh, and the day of vengeance of our Elohim, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of Yahweh, that he might be glorified. And they shall build the old waste, they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers.
And why not? We were made to tend to other people's fields. We were made to be the vine dressers of other people's crops. It's only right that is given unto us. See, we misunderstand when it says, you shall reap what you have sown. Some of us who reap sparingly, you're gonna sow sparingly, you're gonna reap sparingly, everything gonna be sparing. You halfway talk to him, he gonna halfway talk to you. But see, when we get in our moment of trouble, we want to answer right then. And he gonna be like, well, I mean, I ain't heard from you. How long? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna answer your question in the length of time. Oh, look, I ain't heard from you in 6 months. Well, I'll tell you what, ask me what you want to ask me, and I'm gonna answer you in 6 months. Now we're gonna think that's unfair. Wait a minute, that's not the amount of time to hear from you. Then we won't even understand when he answers 6 months later. Yes. Oh, he's not repeating the question. Who the hell you think you are? You think he need to repeat the question? Because no, you asked. He gave you the answer in the time that you dealt with him. He's not repeating the question. You need to figure out what yes for now. If it was your habitation, you wouldn't have to figure that out. Read, Pre.
But you shall be named the priest of Yahweh. Men shall call you the ministers of our Elohim. You shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall you boast yourselves. For your shame you shall have double.
For your shame you shall have double. But we run from the shame. We trying to cover the shame. The shame is how you getting your payment. But we don't want to let the shame show. I'm so ashamed about such and such. That's your payment. That was your time card. You ever seen somebody scared to turn in their time card? You know, this got 12 hours on it. I don't even want to put this in. You know what, Mr. Bob Dabalina, don't even worry about it. I'm not even gonna put this in there. I'm so ashamed of these 12 hours. The hell you say? Mr. Bob Dabalina, I said 12. Make sure it's on my check. Okay. You scared to turn in your time. Boy, go ahead, Bree.
And for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion.
And for confusion they will rejoice in their portion. Okay, go ahead.
Therefore in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them. For I, Yahweh, love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offering. And I'll direct their work in truth. And I'll make an everlasting covenant with them.
Now we're going to have this divine presence of Yahweh's angels to help nudge us into the places where we're supposed to be. Now, how strong the nudge is all depends on how strong our pushback is. Go ahead.
And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which Yahweh has blessed.
Wait a minute. You know how much Yahweh going to have to do for the earth to see the true children of Israel and say, oh, those are the people that Yahweh has blessed. Oh, he going to have to do a mighty work. Go ahead.
I will greatly rejoice in Yahweh. My soul shall be joyful in my Elohim. For he has clothed me with the garments of salvation. He has covered me with the robe of righteousness, as a bridegroom decks himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorns herself with her jewels. For as the earth brings forth her bud, and as the garden causes the things that are sown in it to spring forth, so the Adonai Elohim will cause righteousness and praise to spring forth before all the nations.
Before all the nations. All right, let's go to 1 Peter chapter 2. Yahweh has to do a lot to get Israel to understand her royal nature. See, we done spent so much time being dogs. Being a lion bothers us. Cause see, we thought the dog was, hey, that was like, the masculine part of it. Until you like, won't be no cat. Okay. And then we realized there's some different kind of cats. First Peter chapter 2. And we're going to read verses 1 through 12.
Wherefore, laying aside all malice, and all guile, and hypocrisies, and envies, and all evil speakings, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, that you may grow thereby. If so be you have tasted that the Adonai is gracious, to whom coming as unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of Elohim, and precious. You also, as lively stones, are built up a spiritual house.
Wait a minute. If stones help build a house, it has to be their habitation because they are a part of the actual foundation of the house. So you can't be a lively stone if he is not your habitation. You ever seen a brick just leave the side of your house? What you think happened to the house if the brick just leave? Now, we see a missing brick, we're going to go and get that fixed right away. Yet we're a brick unto our Elohim in the lively house, and we think that he should just leave that open space in his wall because you just feel like dealing with other things right now. Now he going to replace that brick. That's what he going to do. You're going to come back and find out, well, what that hole I'm supposed to be? Oh, no, that hole been filled. He couldn't let the wall stay unstable. Go ahead.
And holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to Elohim by Yahshua HaMashiach. Wherefore also it is contained in the scripture, Behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believes on him shall not be confounded. Unto you therefore which believe he is precious, but unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made the head of the corner. And a stone of stumbling, and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word, being disobedient, whereunto also they were appointed. But you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, an holy nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who has called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Right. That is a hefty responsibility. You are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and a holy nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. That means we carrying his glory and his honor. That means the things that we encounter and the things that we do, they're not all about us. There's some times where you got to think, how is the glory of my Elohim going to be represented if I act a certain way in this situation? You in a situation, and the adversary of the devil done pushed his minions to get you in a spot. And you ready to go off because right now it's your personal spot. But are they agitating you so you can misrepresent your God? And as soon as the conversation and the situation is over, Lucifer right there. Yahweh! Yahweh, come on, open up! Open up, it's me. Come on now, you know, hey, I want to talk to you. I was just down there talking to your servant. You see him? Look at that. I thought you told me he was a blessing and anointed. That ain't all I saw. Come on, let me show it to you. Okay. Oh, he can't wait to go tell. Oh, he gonna invite you. He gonna do all of those things, and he can't wait to go tell. Go ahead.
Which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of Elohim, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. Dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts, which war against the soul, having your conversation honest among the Gentiles, that, whereas they speak against you as evildoers, they may by your good works, which they shall behold, glorify Elohim in the day of visitation.
Which means they have to get visited first before they recognize and accept who you are. We're trying to do something right then at that moment. No, they got to get visited. So you can try to appeal to somebody's better nature all you want. Just represent your Elohim. That's all your job is at this moment. Represent your Elohim. Don't worry about it. They gonna get visited. Upon the day of visitation, then they gonna... You remember them people who we cussed out and threw out the building? I think those was God's people. You gonna look up and they walking around in the daytime with a flashlight looking for you. Y'all seen the little hairy dude? I heard he lived right around here somewhere. Oh, now you want to find the little hairy dude. Right. Now they done got visited. See, when you get visited, things change. See, your perception of things change when you get visited. Everybody got a way that they think they gonna operate until the visitation comes. Everybody said to Yahshua, oh, we down. We ain't running. Soon as that turmoil come, everybody gone. There's that talk before visitation, and then there's that what happens when we get visited. Let's go to Galatians chapter 6. Galatians 6, we're going to read verses 1 through 10. A lot of slippery books in here. Y'all need to lay off the baby oil or something like that.
Galatians chapter 6 and verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, you which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering yourself, lest you also be tempted. Bear you one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of the Mashiach. For if a man think himself to be something, when he is nothing, he deceives himself. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in another.
Let every man prove his own work. Go ahead.
For every man shall bear his own burden. Let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teaches in all good things. Be not deceived. Elohim is not mocked. For whatsoever a man sows, that shall he also reap. And
that's in everything. You know, people want to make this about something financial. Well, you know, if you put in $2, you're going to get out $2. No. If you put in 2 minutes, that's what he's going to give you. No. That's everything. You care for him a little, he going to show you. It says, I will show myself unto him how he's come unto me. To the pure, I will present myself as pure. To the forward, okay, that's what you're going to see. Somehow they make this a financial situation. No. And it's different because we don't think we're going to need him. See, you operate differently when you're dealing with something that you don't think you're going to need. By the time we realize we need it, it's going to be too late. Go ahead.
For he that sows to his flesh shall of his flesh reap corruption, but he that sows to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not.
Let us not be weary in well-doing. We think we done well too long. Go ahead.
As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith.
Especially them who are of the household of faith. Yahshua said, who is my mother and my brother? He said, my mother and my brother are the people who sharing this word with me. All right, who are we good to? He said, be good unto all men, but especially. All right, so what deems somebody family? What gives them the right to be a part of the household? And how long are you allowed to be absent from the household till you are no longer a part of the house? I mean, just leave your mama house one day. You know, don't call her, don't say nothing. And when you show up 4 months later, see if she just open the door. Now, she love you, but y'all about to have a conversation at that door. And if it's a daddy there, that conversation, y'all might have it in the backyard. No. You left out of here 4 months ago without saying a thing to nobody? Well, I tell you what, it's a tent out there in the garage. Go ahead. You been camping out 4 months, ain't you? Well, hell, camp out again. Get right there in that backyard. Go ahead and camp out. I'll leave the light on the outside for you. Now, at some point, he got to show you, hey, this ain't no revolving door right here. How long before you are no longer a part of the household? Are you just forever a part of the household because you was once in the house? Do you consider it wrong if you come back and your room is not a den? Well, hell, this is what me and your mama watch television. Hell, we didn't know you ain't nobody said nothing. You didn't say you was coming back. We ain't heard from you, so I made this your mama's she room. She do all kind of stuff in here. And if your mama happy, I'm happy. You understand what I'm saying to you? Talk to your mama. Let's see if she's willing to give up her new room. Okay. Go ahead, bro. Where you at?
That was it for Galatians.
Let's go to Esther chapter 1. It says, do good unto all men, but especially those of the household of faith. So let's see something here. Because what we are going to witness on the earth is going to be just like this. Esther chapter 1, and we're going to read verses 10 through 12.
On the seventh day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded Mehuham, Biztha, Harbona, Bigtha, and Abigatha, Zethar, and Carcass, the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus the king, to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princes her beauty, for she was fair to look on. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very angry, and his anger burnt in him.
So the king is very angry. The queen refused to come at his request. Now, let's go to 2 Kings chapter 11. So she is actually in the royal house, but has a problem with royal order. Second Kings 11. Let's start at verse 1.
And when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the seed royal.
When she saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the royal seed. We're talking about disdain for the royal house. Our problem is when we read, we don't see holy nation, kingdom of priests. We don't understand that we're part of the royal house. So when we read some of this disdain, we don't understand that he's given us a vision of us. Keep going.
But Yehosheba, the daughter of King Joram, sister of Ahaziah, took Joash, the son of Ahaziah, and stole him from among the king's sons which were slain. And they hid him, even him and his nurse, in the bedchamber from Athaliah, so that he was not slain. And he was with her, hid in the house of Yahweh 6 years, and Athaliah did reign over the land.
All right. Now, when we examine both of those situations, what we encounter is disdain for the royal house. What is interesting is that both of these individuals had disdain for the royal houses that they themselves were connected to. So it's one thing that we're going to have to deal with the heathen who has disdain for the royal house. We're going to have to deal with our own people who have disdain for the royal house that they themselves are connected to. Let's go to Matthew chapter 18.
Matthew chapter 18 and verse 1. At the same time came the disciples unto Yahshua, saying, Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Yahshua called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except you be converted and become as little children, you shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
Now, if we're going to become like little children, understand, children originally don't hold grudges. They learn to hold grudges by watching us. We teach the kid how to hold grudges. We teach the kid how to try to get back at somebody. Children will have a disagreement and be right back playing with each other, moving right along without malice. The parents will watch it, go pull the kid over and teach him, the next time, what I want you to kick him right above the knee. We will teach the kid malice. You know, because we saw something that happened to our child. What happened was we didn't see what our child did before. So you didn't understand. Your child was doing something to that other kid too. But the only part that interests you was the part where something wrong happened to your child. That's the only part that stuck out to you. So now we're going to teach the kid how to get back. But originally, they don't have that mindset. Go ahead.
Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receives me.
If you humble yourself as the child can be taught. The hardest time you have in the word is trying to teach somebody who think they already know. Go ahead.
But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone was hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Woe unto the world because of offenses! For it must needs be that offenses come. But woe to that man by whom the offense comes. Wherefore, if your hand or your foot offend you, cut them off and cast them from you. It is better for you to enter into life halt or maimed, rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet to be cast into everlasting fire.
Right. See, that hand or foot may be your closest confidant. And y'all done been friends for a long time. But they causing you a problem. Consider yourself blessed if you ain't married to this. You have to understand what was told unto Job. Why don't you just curse Elohim and die? The whole nature of our marriage changed that day. The day you asked me to curse my Elohim and die, our marriage changed that day. This marriage shall never be the same again after you asked me to curse my God. Oh, there ain't no they don't make enough flowers and chocolates and candles. They ain't no undoing this one right here. Go ahead.
And if your eye offend you, pluck it out and cast it from you. It is better for you to enter into life with 1 eye, rather having 2 eyes to be cast into hellfire. Take heed that you despise not one of these little ones, for I say unto you, that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father.
Now consider that in heaven their angels do always behold the face of my Father which is in heaven. So you have to be careful when you do something, and that angel who watches over that situation is now in Yahweh's ear. Okay, keep reading.
For the Son of Man is come to save that which was lost. How think you, if a man have 100 sheep, and one of them be gone astray, does he not leave the 99 and goes into the mountains and seek that which is gone astray? And if so be that he finds it, verily I say unto you, he rejoices more for that sheep than of the 99 which went not astray. Even so, it is not the will of your Father which is in heaven that one of these little ones should perish.
All right. Let's go to Numbers chapter 12. And when he goes and finds this lost sheep, how many times did this same sheep keep getting lost? Then you have to ask yourself, how you keep getting lost? Because the sheep get lost. The sheep don't move by sight. The sheep move by hearing. They know the shepherd's voice. So for you to get lost and keep getting lost, you keep listening to somebody else. And who has disguised their voice that you thought it was the shepherd? And why did it only fool you? How does it keep fooling you? Numbers chapter 12, let's read verses 1 through 8.
And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moshe because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman.
All right, so they got a problem with one thing, but it's going to come out in something else. Keep reading.
And they said, has Yahweh indeed spoken only by Moshe?
So now, because they don't like his marriage situation, now they're questioning his spiritual job. Keep going.
Has he not spoken also by us?
Now they put themselves on equal footing with Yahweh's servant. But they're angry about something else. Go ahead.
And Yahweh heard it. Now the
Now,
man...
How he hear it? Is Yahweh, we know he's omnipotent, he's omnipresent. Was he just sitting there? Does Yahweh sit there and listen to every conversation that's going on of every child that he has allowed to come into his earth? How did he hear it? What did we just read before? The angels. Okay. So sometimes folk run off at the mouth and they say something and they think because they whisper that it wasn't heard. No. You kept the person down the hall from hearing. But the angel heard what you said. Now the angel going right to Yahweh, did you hear what they just said about your servant? Yahweh said, well, let's get off into this then. See, sometimes we end up writing a check with our mouth that the hind parts can't cash. See, you ain't got enough money in your account to cash one of these checks right here. I don't care how rich you think you is. When you run off at the mouth about the wrong individual, you ain't got enough money in your account to pay that check. Keep reading.
Now the man Moshe was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And Yahweh spake suddenly unto Moshe and unto Aaron and unto Miriam. Come out, you three, unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out.
Right, and it don't matter what you done did before, you're not going to be able to just pay this one off. See, Ishmael couldn't just get past deciding that he was going to laugh at Esau. Deciding that he was going to mock, oh, it's a done deal. See, sometimes you can cross a line that can't be uncrossed. You're going to pay for that one. You have to be careful how you deal with royal houses. But as you being a part of a royal house, there are also royal houses among you. Okay, go ahead.
And Yahweh came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, Hear now my words, which there be. He said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, Yahweh, will make myself known unto him in a vision and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moshe is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches, and in the similitude of Yahweh shall he behold. Wherefore then were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moshe? And the anger of Yahweh was kindled against them, and he departed.
Yahweh is angry. The man who was spoken against is not. Okay. So what we'll do, right? We'll say something against a person, right? So we think that if we can tell that person, look, you know what, my bad. And they say, you know what, don't worry about it, it's okay. Here's the problem. That guy's pissed. This guy, not this guy, but that guy. That guy's pissed. He said, oh, hell no. He's like, no, but they said it was okay. I don't care what they said. Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Yahweh, but hey. Yeah, but the servant not upset. I don't care what he is. That angel said, it's my job to protect this idiot right here. This is my idiot. Now you get your own idiot, but this one is mine. And they don't mess with the wrong idiot. Because this is my idiot right here. This is my fool. I've been watching this fool. I've been saving this fool from car accidents. He done shot up stuff. I've been dealing with this idiot. I've been dealing with this. This is my idiot right here. And no, they not just going to speak in. You know what I done brought him through? You know what I done brought him through? He was facing 25 years. I got him out of that. And you think you just come up in here and run off at the mouth?
Come on.
I don't care. He said it's okay. You're going to pay today. See, it's him you got to worry about. Moshe not at one time said he was angry. Moshe trying to save his sister and his brother. Well, Yahweh, can we talk? No. Go ahead.
And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and, behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moshe, Alas, my master, I beseech you, lay not the sin upon us, when we have done foolishly, and when we have sinned. Let her now be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed when he comes out of his mother's womb. And Moshe cried unto Yahweh, saying, Heal her now, O Elohim, I beseech you.
Moshe crying. Understand? So somebody else got mad. It wasn't that man. That man didn't get mad because they spoke against him, talking about they didn't like the woman that he married. That wasn't him and his feeling. They pissed off the angel who watches over him. Did he not say, Behold, I have sent the angel to lead you in the way? They pissed off the angel. Now tell me how you make that right. You can tell that man whatever you want to tell him. Make the angel step down. Let's see what kind of words you got for that. See, we're dealing with some things that we don't understand what we're dealing with. They were told, be careful, for he will not pardon your transgression. You ain't going to talk him out of this. Go ahead.
And Yahweh said unto Moshe, If her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that, let her be received in again. And Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. And afterward, the people removed from Hazeroth and pitched in the wilderness of Paran.
Now, he was not removing that. Moshe, who has the ability to stand in the breach, he wouldn't let him stand there. There's certain things that you're going to utter that you're going to wish you had not uttered. Even the individual themselves will not have the ability to save you. Consider that. Let's go to Numbers chapter 22. See, we want to have the protection of angels, but you need to understand what happens when an angel is in that presence. You're going to have to abide a certain way. When an angel is in that presence, you're not dealing with whether or not that man or that woman says, it's okay. No. You're dealing with the angel who's in charge of that situation. And if he feel like making you eat dirt, you about to eat it. Number 22. And let's start at verse 1.
And the children of Israel set forward and pitched in the plains of Moab on this side Jordan by Jericho. And Balak the son of Zippor saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. And Moab was sore afraid of the people, because they were many. And Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, Now shall this company lick up all that are round about us, as the ox licks up the grass of the field. And Balak the son of Zippor was king of the Moabites at that time. He sent messengers therefore unto Balaam the son of Beor to Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come out from Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Come now, therefore, I pray you, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure I shall prevail, that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I know that he whom you blessed is blessed, and he whom you cursed is cursed.
All right, now you have to ask yourself now, this individual is going to somebody to get a curse put on the children of Israel. This person is communing with Yahweh, but they're not from Israel. You ever consider who the hell is he talking to? And how does this person know Yahweh? Because it ain't an Israelite. But Yahshua said, I have other foes. I have foes that you know not of. Now wait a minute. Now who is this guy? Because Yahweh ain't really dealt with the children of Israel like that. Yet here goes an individual who he believes has the ability to curse and bless, and this individual is communing with Yahweh. See, we really don't know what kind of relationships were in that land before we got it. Go ahead.
And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination in their hand. They came unto Balaam and spake unto him the words of Balak. And he said unto them, Lodge here this night, and I'll bring you word again, as Yahweh shall speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. And Elohim came unto Balaam and said, What men are these with you? And Balaam said unto Elohim, Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, has sent unto me, saying, Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covers the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them. Peradventure I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out. And Elohim said unto Balaam, You shall not go with them. You shall not curse the people, for they are blessed.
And this is something that we are going to have to start wrapping our heads around. That there's going to be a lot of entities that want us to be cursed. But you have to understand that you have some divine intervention that you can't see. But you got to know it's there. Let's go to Zechariah chapter 5. See, we're going to have to count on some things here in the very near future that money can't buy. Zechariah chapter 5, let's read verses 1 through 4.
Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seeth you? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goes forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that steals shall be cut off, as on this side according to it.
Wait a minute now, wait a minute. Some of the most accomplished people that we see in the earth are absolute thieves. We love to get on Facebook. Man, that man stole Facebook. That man stole it. He's a billionaire thief. And we on stolen property every time we get on it. What? He stole it. But see, these are people that we look up to. What happened when the curse starts separating them? And you see all the rich people on the left side, you say, well, you know, I'm going to go over there. You don't understand. The curse is causing separation. Okay, go ahead.
And every one that swears shall be cut off as on that side according to it. I'll bring it forth, says Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of them that swears falsely by my name.
Wait, whoa. Hold on. I will bring it forth, says Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. All right, well, I mean, we know, okay, we know that. You know, he's thief. And into the house of him that swears falsely by my name. Whoa. Wait a minute. So the person who swears falsely by Yahweh's name is also held as the same as a thief. Keep reading.
And it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof, and the stones thereof.
Wait a minute. So what false oaths have we made to Yahweh? What thing have we presented unto ourselves, or that we presented unto our Elohim, that we didn't come through on? Uh-oh. 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 Wait a minute. You mean we're going to be in the same jail with murderers and whores and thieves? All because you made some half covenants? He said you swear falsely by his name. Okay. Let's go to 2 Kings chapter 6. And you know, once the trouble leaves, you know, we soon forget what we said. You know, we say a whole bunch of stuff.
Come on now.
You know, we in trouble, we say a whole bunch of stuff, bro. Hey, look. Hey. And I'm not just a client. I'm the club president. Now, Yahweh, I ain't gonna never. Then I got to chastise myself. What are you doing here again? Didn't you say you wasn't going? See, we done forgot once the trouble gone. See, we done forgot all that stuff we said. But he ain't forgot. See, the man with the writer's ink on, he got it down. He, no. See, this is what you said right here. You see, what you said was, I ain't never. All right, let me show you. See, this. Matter of fact, ain't this your signature right here? Didn't you sign that? This your signature, ain't it? Yeah, this your signature. You said. Okay. All right. 2 Kings chapter 6, and started at verse 8.
Then the king of Syria warred against Israel, and took counsel with his servants, saying, in such and such a place shall be my camp. And the man of Elohim sent unto the king of Israel, saying, beware that you pass not such a place, for thither the Syrians are come down. And the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of Elohim told him and warned him of, and saved himself there, not once nor twice. Therefore the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing. And he called his servants, and said unto them, will you not show me which of us is for the king of Israel?
He said, it's got to be a spy here. All right? There has to be a spy. No matter what I do, I cannot prevail. I get to these people, and then they move. One of y'all is on their side. Go ahead.
And one of his servants said, none, my master, O king, but Elisha, the prophet that is in Israel, tells the king of Israel the words that you speaketh in your bedchamber.
Wait a minute. See, we said, no, wait a minute, not the pillow talk. Wait a minute, somebody hear that? Oh, no, can't nobody hear the pillow talk. Did he say, what all he said or say it? Oh, okay. Go ahead, keep reading now, keep reading.
And he said, go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, behold, he's in Dothan. Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host. And they came by night, and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of Elohim was risen early, and gone forth, behold, an host compassed the city both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, alas, my master, how shall we do? And he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
Now this is a strange, statement. Now what? I don't know how you count, boss. Look here, boss. I know how to count. I went to school. Let me tell you something. Boss. I won 1,000, 2, 1,000. Hey, boss. I don't know how you count, boss. But this don't look good for us. Okay? This don't look good. I don't know what you're counting. We are greatly outnumbered. Keep reading.
And Elisha prayed and said, Yahweh, I pray you, open his eyes that he may see. And Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha.
Horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. He got angelic help. He is divinely assisted of Yah. But the young man didn't see the help. What happened when you don't see the help? You have to wonder, how bad was the young man acting that he had to go pray, Yahweh, please open his eyes. He getting on my nerves. He just run around here. He do down. I'm about to slap him. He getting on my nerves. Yahweh, show him something. How nervous was he that he got to pray? Can you just show him, please? I'm trying to focus on this, and he is running around here. He got all this young, nervous energy. Can you please show the young man? What's going to happen when we're in this situation? Go ahead.
And when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto Yahweh and said, Smite this people, I pray you, with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. And Elisha said unto them, This is not the way, neither is this the city. Follow me, and I'll bring you to the man whom you seek. But he led them to Samaria. And it came to pass, when they were come into Samaria, that Elisha said, Yahweh, open the eyes of these men, that they may see. And Yahweh opened their eyes, and they saw, and, behold, they were in the midst of Samaria. And the king of Israel said unto Elisha, when he saw them, My father, shall I smite them? Shall I smite them? And he answered, You shall not smite them. Would you smite those whom you have taken captive with your sword and with your bow? Set bread and water before them, that they may eat and drink, and go to their master. And he prepared great provision for them. And when they had eaten and drunk, he sent them away, and they went to their master. So the bands of Syria came no more into the land of Israel.
All right. So we're talking about ways that Yahweh can protect you and don't nobody get harmed. Even the people who came to harm you. Let's go to Psalms chapter 34. See, sometimes the only way we see deliverance is somebody got to die. We don't understand that Yahweh can deliver and still not shed any blood whatsoever. It's important that we don't limit our Elohim in how he is able to do something. If the earth and the fullness therein belongs to him, he is not limited to our thought process of how he can deliver a situation. Psalms 34, let's start that at verse 1.
I will bless Yahweh at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make her boast in Yahweh. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. O magnify Yahweh with me, and let us exalt his name together. I sought Yahweh, and he heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. They looked unto him, and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried, and Yahweh heard him, and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of Yahweh encamps round about them that fear him, and delivers them.
Read that again.
The angel of Yahweh encamps round about them that fear him, and delivers them.
It's the angel we got to worry about. We keep talking all this, Yahweh this and Yahweh that. Understand, Yahweh sent somebody to take care of some business. So stop thinking that you're dealing directly with Yahweh. You ain't on that pay grade. Stop thinking that that's what you got going on. And see, this is our own arrogance. It's that angel that's going to deliver us. You ain't dealing directly with Yahweh. Go ahead.
O taste and see that Yahweh is good. Blessed is the man that trusts in him. O fear Yahweh, you his saints, for there is no want to them that fear him. The young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek Yahweh shall not want any good thing. Come, you children, hearken unto me. I will teach you the fear of Yahweh. What man is he that desires life and loves many days, that he may see good? Keep your tongue from evil, and your lips from speaking guile. Depart from evil, and do good. seek peace, and pursue it. The eyes of Yahweh are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry.
Wait a minute. The eyes of Yahweh are upon the righteous, and his ears are upon their cry. See, we may get off into our own personal thing and not understand that we done crossed the line. And somebody don't have to run to Yahweh to say, hey, this was done. And don't worry about it. I saw that. Now I got this. Step out the way. Because see, that angel has a job to do. The same angel that was helping Moshe, once he got past a certain point without that circumcision, the same one that were about to kill him. You can step this much to the left and anger the angel of your protection. The angel was completely on his side till he got close to Israel. I know you've been negotiating with your wife about this circumcision. Hey, look here. And I'm gonna negotiating, bro. You either gonna circumcise the kids or I'm about to circumcise your head. Which one? Something getting cut today. You understand? So you pick today what's getting cut. Foreskin or head skin? Which one going? Something getting cut today. This is as far as we going. You will not take another step without taking care of this covenant. I don't care that ain't your wife's culture. I don't care nothing about how she feel. Go in there and take care of that business. And he made his wife angry in doing so. She was very upset about the circumcision. Go ahead.
The face of Yahweh is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry, and Yahweh hears, and delivers them out of all their troubles.
Right. How is he hearing these things? See, we're operating in the midst of angels that have charges, and we keep thinking we're dealing directly with Yahweh. But if you get in the way of one of those angels' charge, you're going to have a problem. He's not going back to Yahweh with a failing report because of your feelings. He is going to succeed in the job that was given unto him. He don't show up with excuses. That's what we do. Well, what had happened was, I had known that you was an austere man. So I had dug a hole, and then where I had put your money in the hole. So here you go. Then here go that with it yours. Those who are profitable don't have stories. They have substance. Here is that what you gave me, and here is what I have gained. The only people who got something to say are the people who didn't do nothing. The conversation real short when you did what you supposed to do. Here's what you gave me, here's what I got. Here's what you gave me, here's what I got. Here's what you gave me, here's what I got. The one who ain't do nothing, now let me talk, let me say something, let me talk. Now, you know how... Now, that conversation going on too long already. You ain't got my money, do you? You know every time when somebody ain't got your money, you know they start talking. Well, brother, you know, man, there's been a recession. And then, you know, and man, it's a lot of layoffs down there, man. There's a lot of layoffs. Like, bro, you're doing a lot of talking. So did you get laid off? Well, not me personally, but it's a lot of them, though. Well, how that layoffs got something to do with you not giving me my money then? You know what I'm saying? You didn't get laid off. But you won't tell me about everybody else got laid off. You're talking too long. Where's my money? Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Yahweh is near unto them that are of a broken heart, and save such as be of a contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Yahweh delivers him out of them all.
Wait a minute. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but Yahweh delivers them out of them all. We want to be delivered so much that we don't go through it. That's what we think deliverance is.
Yes, sir.
We think I was delivered because I didn't even see it. Look at that. Won't he do it?
No. You got the wrong God. Because see, this God strengthens you through the afflictions. That's your spiritual workout. Go ahead.
He keeps all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. Yahweh redeems the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate.
All right. Read the scripture from the next graphic for me.
Exodus chapter 23 and verse 23. For mine angel shall go before you, and bring you in unto the Amorites, and the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Canaanites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, and I'll cut them off.
Wait a minute. This angel has a job to do. See, we keep neglecting that there's a whole different part of service that is going on around us. He said, mine angel is going to go before you and do this. And then the angels operate in his name. So even when the angel decides to speak and he says, thus says Yahweh, you still ain't talking to Yahweh. He is speaking in the name of Yahweh as it is written. He says, beware of him, for he will not pardon your transgression, for my name is in him. If the name of Yah is in him, he got the right to speak in the name of Yahweh. That don't mean that was Yahweh you were talking to. It's important that we get to the point where we're understanding some of these things, because we're about to go through something that we gonna need this understanding. Okay? Let's go to Joshua chapter 5. And if we're walking around believing that some other group of people is the holy people, it's going to make you question what's happening when these troubles start increasing. Joshua chapter 5, and we're going to read verses 10 through 15.
And the children of Israel encamped in Gilgal, and kept the Passover on the 14th day of the month at even in the plains of Jericho. And they did eat of the old corn of the land on the morrow after the Passover, unleavened cakes and parched corn in the selfsame day. And the manna ceased on the morrow after they had eaten of the old corn of the land. Neither had the children of Israel manna any more, but they did eat of the fruit of the land of Canaan that year. And it came to pass, when Yahshua was by Jericho, that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Yahshua went on to him and said unto him, Are you for us or for our adversaries? And he said, No, but as the captain of the hosts of Yahweh am I now come.
No, but as a captain of the hosts of Yahweh. You're not even dealing with a regular angel at this point. Herein lies why we have to do so many other things to keep ourselves from becoming so filthy that the Spirit cannot work amongst us. See, once the angel gets to a point, he says, oh, no. They've gotten filthy. I can't work amongst them. Then all of a sudden we go through battles that we're supposed to win and we're losing. Why? Because the angel who was leading us and fighting for us before is now over there sitting on that hill. And, oh, no, I'm not going up with them. They're going to have to fix whatever that is. They're going to have to purge out whatever that is from among them that is making them curse. I mean, I see it. I know what it is, but that's their job to figure out what that is and get it up out of there. Once they do that, then I go back and war with them. So just like that, we can lose the protection of our Elohim Because that angel said, oh, no, I can't walk with that. Just like the angel couldn't walk no more with Moshe. Hey, until you get that circumcision, this is the farthest I go with you. Go ahead.
Elder, earlier you was talking about, do you abide in the house or do you just pass by every now and again?
Mm-hmm.
If you pass by every now and again, I say don't be as bold as this and walk up talking about you for here, for us, or for our adversaries.
That might be your last walk. That might be your last. See, when you know you done put in some work, you know you done work with something. All right, I understand. Now you talking about the man who went up to the mount, heard the mount quake. He done been there as Moshe was talking with Yahweh. Yeah, he'll walk up to the angel. Hey, how you doing, brother? Broham? How you doing? Hey, look at man. Hey, how you doing? Hey, look at hey man. That's a fine weapon. That is a fine weapon. That don't even look like it was made on earth. Is that vibranium? Look at that. Well, let me ask you something. Who team you on, bro? No, you don't just walk up on. You can tell somebody who deal with animals, and they'll just walk up on something. You'll be like, oh no, I'm not walking up on that right there. I don't know what that is. No. This man done seen some very powerful things. Remember now, the voices that he heard, the children of Israel ran from. He didn't. But he done put in work. And if you ain't put in that work, that is a very good point. I wouldn't be walking nowhere close to that entity right there with the sword already out. Like, so you don't got nowhere like you put that up? Like you ain't got no holster or nothing? Like there ain't never a time where you like just chilling. You know, like we got a weapon, right? But we got a holster. You know what I'm saying? So like when we not ready to engage in war, then it's in the holster. So like, you don't got no holster? So like that thing just like, it's like just a part of your like, hey, look, we gonna go down the street. Hey bro, you don't ever put that down? No, I don't want no beef with that. I don't want no beef with that. It don't never come out of his hand. I don't want nothing with that. Go ahead.
And Yahshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship.
Now you see. All right, he walked up, but he put it down. All right. See, this is us. We'll walk up and still be standing upright. You got to recognize what you're dealing with before you get yourself killed. He didn't walk up and stay up. He asked the question. Once he got the answer, he hit the ground. Go ahead.
And said unto him, what saith my master unto his servant? And the captain of Yahweh's host said unto Yahshua, loose your shoe from off your foot, for the place whereon you stand is holy. And Yahshua did so. He
followed his instructions. You know, sometimes it's very difficult for us to follow instructions when we are the leader. You do understand that this is the man who comes behind Moshe. He is that guy. Mm-hmm. All right? I don't want you to miss that guy asked the question and then sunk his face into the ground. You need to understand that's that guy. See, when we become that guy, sometimes we too good to put our face in the ground. When we become that woman, oh no, wait a minute, I'm greater than that. Right, you're going to lose that face. That pretty little face that you're going to just stand straight up with, don't worry about it. It won't stand straight up no more. You better learn when to put it down on the ground. And this is where things get interesting. It says a woman must have a covering on her head because of the angels. Look at how many angels they done ran into here. Throughout these writings. And if you come at them wrong, remember Yahweh said he will not pardon your transgression. He's not forgiving like I am. Although he speaks in my name, he's not going to forgive you the way I will. Be careful how you deal with him. We need to understand that as we go forward, you're not dealing directly with Yahweh. You are dealing with an angel that he has given charge. You're not going to be able to just operate in the old kind of way. Sometimes Yahweh give us a leeway, and we think we're going to keep having that leeway. That's not how the angel operates. And that's going to affect all of us. Go ahead, brother. Where you at?
We're done with that.
Let's go to Matthew chapter 13. Matthew chapter 13. And let's start at 24. Let's start with 24 through 30.
Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up, and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, did not you sow good seed in your field? From whence then has it tares? He said unto them, An enemy has done this. The servant said unto him, Will you then that we go and gather them up? But he said, No, lest while you gather up the tares, you root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, Gather you together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn.
So then there is going to be a separation, but they must grow together. And then comes the separation. I jump to verse 36.
Then Yahshua sent the multitude away, and went into the house. And his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto them, He that sows the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one.
So the enemy comes and places his children amongst Yahweh's children. And they entangled themselves around Yahweh's children. So that if you destroyed the tare, they are so interwoven with his children that you will also kill one of his kids. So he's got to let them grow together long enough that he can separate them without killing the children. Go ahead.
The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burnt in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world.
The reapers are the angels. The angels then are separating the wheat and the tares. We think we watching something between men and women. What you watching is the angels causing separation between wheat and tares. We watching heaven's farmers get the weeds out. We don't even know what we're looking at. Go ahead.
The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do lawlessness, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who has ears to hear, let him hear. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field, the which when a man has found, he hides, and for joy thereof goes and sells all that he has, and buys that field.
See, when you abide in him, you realize how precious the field is. See, our problem is because we got something that we didn't pay for, we think it's worthless because it was offered to us without price. And that's where you're making your biggest mistake. When something is precious unto you, oh, no. You go buy that field. But that's the difference between those who make Yahweh their habitation and those who just hang out. He don't have that kind of protection for the hangers. Go ahead.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man, seeking goodly pearls, who, when he has found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it.
You talking about a different level of commitment here. When he had found this one pearl of great price, he went and sold all he had and bought it. What? Because he realizes that this pearl is greater than everything else I can accomplish. He automatically putting Yahweh first. Yahweh is his habitation. Understand, there's going to be levels of protection. See, when you start going through things and you start hearing other people say, you know, you weren't supposed to make it out of that alive. Hey, I was walking out of the hospital. Nurses told me, do you realize that you are a walking miracle? They said, you know this don't happen, right? She said, the people who come in here and went through what you went through, they either still in here or they in a bag. And these are the nurses. These are people who saw this every day. Then I hear, out of randomly, they passed a law during that situation that if somebody passed away, no matter what happened during that situation, you couldn't sue the hospital. Mm-hmm. Wait a minute, they didn't tell us none of that. Now we finding out now that this is over. Whatever they wanted to try on you, whatever happened, if you lost limb, if you passed away, doesn't matter. There is a law that protected them during that time. So it was open experimentation time? Huh. So, you mean, so once they got the designation, they can experiment. Hey, we got this stuff back there in the back that we've been wondering what it do. Let's try it out on him. Wow. And this kind of information just now floating about. I wonder why they didn't tell us that before. Right. Go ahead.
Verse 47. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind, which when it was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. So shall it be at the end of the world. The angels shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just.
The angels shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just. And understand, there are different levels of angels. We know covering cherubs have wings. When we start looking at the captain of the host, he didn't say he saw nothing like that. He said, I saw a man. Go ahead.
And shall cast them forth into the furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth.
All right. Let us hear the conclusion of this matter. Let's go to Psalm chapter 78. Start at verse 31.
The wrath of Elohim came upon them, and slew the fattest of them, and smote down the chosen men of Israel. For all this they sinned still, and believed not for his wondrous works. Therefore their days did he consume in vanity, and their years in trouble. When he slew them, then they sought him.
This us right here. When we start getting slayed, and all of a sudden then we seek our Elohim. But as soon as he removed that weight off us, we go right back to where we were before. This is why even a rich man said, look, don't give me so much that I forget about you, but don't give me so little that I steal. Keep me with things convenient for me that I will be able to continually serve and follow you. Go ahead.
And they returned and inquired early after Elohim. And they remembered that Elohim was their rock, and the high Elohim their Redeemer. Nevertheless, they did flatter him with their mouth, and they lied unto him with their tongues.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Oh, I love Yahweh. Now, we'll pick out people in relationships when them people say, you know, I love you. They're like, I don't feel like that person loves me. What they doing? They ain't doing nothing to love. All right. Well, consider your Elohim. Ask you the same question. You say you love him. He said, well, where that? What that love that you be talking about? Verse 35 says, and they remembered that Elohim was their rock, and the high Elohim their Redeemer. Wait a minute, what are you talking about now? We got two situations going on there. Go ahead.
For their heart was not right with him, neither were they steadfast in his covenant.
He can tell when your heart ain't right with him. Go ahead.
But he, being full of compassion, forgave their lawlessness, and destroyed them not. Yes, many a time turned he his anger away, and did not stir up all his anger. For he remembered that they were but flesh, a wind that passes away and comes not again. How often did they provoke him in the wilderness, and grieve him in the desert? Yes, they turned back and tempted Elohim, and limited the Holy One of Israel. They remembered not his hand, nor the day when he delivered them from the enemy. How he had wrought his signs in Egypt, and his wonders in the field of Zoan, and had turned their rivers into blood, and their floods, that they could not drink. He sent divers sorts of flies among them, which devoured them, and frogs, which destroyed them. He gave also their increase onto the caterpillar, and their labor onto the locust.
This is for the love of Israel that Yahweh has brought forth all of these things. Okay? But then when we get fed to the full, and then we halfway deal with him, then we casting underfoot all of those miracles. Go ahead.
He destroyed their vines with hail, and their sycamore trees with frost. He gave up their cattle also to the hail, and their flocks to hot thunderbolts. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble, by sending evil angels among them.
By sending evil angels among them to bring about this destruction, all because of the love that he has for Israel. But we must understand, we had to mark over our door with the blood of the Lamb to make sure that the destroyer didn't enter our house. We consider these things as past stories and situations that we will never have to deal with. But as the tide is changing right before us, we're talking about an enormous amount of people who have to find out who they are to their Elohim. We have to make sure that we have some form of understanding on how to operate in the presence of a holy angel. This is not about screaming and dancing and praise dancing and all of that. You have to learn how not to tick an angel off. And it is different from just talking about that you love Yahweh and you Israel. No. That angel don't care nothing about that. You think he care you of the tribe of Naphtali? He don't give a damn about your Naphtali-ness. You gonna operate right, or you ain't gonna operate at all in his presence. That's all that we're gonna do for today. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.